We are about to undertake one of the biggest projects we have ever done on this channel, tearing down, rebuilding this deck with some Armadillo composite decking on top. Currently, this deck is a floating deck and we are going to build it the same. It is not going to be attached to the house in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why someone would even have something bolted to their house like this. There's really no need. You can have it floating and you will be good to go. There are so many things about this deck that I don't like, and I don't know how people can get away with building some of the stuff that the way that they do. It was probably a contractor that was trying to whip through this project, bang it out really fast, make their money. It is an embarrassment. They should be ashamed of themselves. Day one, hour zero, as Mike Boyd would say, time to wreck the deck. We're going to use the Sawzall, take down the railing, we'll cut off the pergola, then we will cut off the railing post, and then we'll start tearing up some decking. Surprised those bolts didn't pop.
Yeah, must have melted it together.
As you can see behind me, we have the deck completely tore out, at least as far as we want. The beams are going to stay there because we can use them again as the deck is going to the exact same level and they look to be in pretty good shape. Originally I was thinking I was going to try to take the beams off so I could set on my own post, but those beams aren't coming off and they feel pretty good, so we are going to use them. We got one more beam to add, which will go on the pergola post, give us a little bit more support, some fresh support under there as well. So now we are going to lay out the holes that we need to drill. Going to drill them using the auger right there, and we'll see what we can do. I think I'm going to try something a little bit different this time, and I'm going to set the corners, set the poles in the corner, Then I'm going to try to go one hole at a time so that we don't have to keep moving all of our stuff around. We'll drill a hole, put a pole right in. Again, once we get the corners set up and we make sure that everything is nice and square.
You have it down to your 16th. We don't need that.
No. So this is 25. So 4x6 is here, 4x6 here, 4x6 is here. Everything else is 4x4. How many days we've been digging, Mars?
3 days, about one apiece.
One apiece. It's horrible. The ground is so hard. Look how deep you gotta go. Can't even see it so deep. Go across there. These are level. Go ahead and go over there. And take it, put it all the way up against the house where you had it before.
Is that that level?
I'm gonna move it one more time. Hopefully this is good. That's probably too much. Got it?
Yep.
Hold your breath. We are using this product called Post Savers from Fence Armor. It's like a heat shrink that goes on your 4x4s right at ground level so that you don't have any rot like you see right there. We use it on the garden. Obviously we haven't had that too long, so I don't really have any real life experience, as it should add another 20 years onto your post. So I'm going to go ahead and heat shrink a bunch of these so that we can move right along when we drill the holes. We do know all our holes are 42 inches deep, so we can just mark out there and strike a line, and that's where we want to install the post saver, which they do have a line on them, so you can align the line on the post saver right to the line on your post. We got two sizes here for 4x4 and for the 4x6s, which we're installing as well. Going to add a couple of screws on the outside of our 4 post, And this way we can use a string line and it will be tight against this outside corner, which is what we want to make sure we align everything up with. I'll do that on the 4 corners and we can wrap a string line and move it along as we need to. To the inside of that post, or to the house side of that post. Yep, down, there you go. Let's go here and find this one. Nope, on the post. Go that way. 6'11". All right, new day, new me, rested up. Today's Monday, I think it's the 10th. And we need to drill 2 more holes that we forgot about for the railing right over there, the handrails. And then we got some posts to put in, and hopefully today we will move on to getting some joists in place.
Kayla, go get your sweater on and then go play on the playset with Katie and Joist.
Level it out. This video has been brought to us by GreenWorks Power Tools. You can check them out, link in the description below, or GreenWorksTools.com. They have some awesome tools and they are all electric. And check out just how quiet this 2300 PSI power washer is when I fire it up to wash our deck. As you can see, this is real time, this is current day, and this is what the deck looks like, so you have a lot to look forward to in the coming videos. But for all of your outdoor power tool needs, please check that link in the description below. Supporting our sponsors helps support this channel and keep these videos free and coming for you guys. Again, link in the description below or greenworkstools.com. This power washer is awesome, powerful tool, comes with all the nozzles and a turbo nozzle, which is an expensive item to get on its own. Highly recommend it. It has worked for us for a long time.
Where am I staking it?
Somewhere. The posts on one side of this or the other, I'm thinking that we'll put it on this side. But I kind of want to see where it lines up with everything. 18, 11 and a quarter. Wow, okay. That
What?
works for me.
What is it?
18, 10 and a half. I'll just move this here because that'll make me happy inside. So now we're actually plumb off the house, so not bad. Well, that was a ton of work, but we are finally done with the dirty portion of the deck. And now we're going to do a bunch of other stuff that you're not actually going to see when we put the decking in place. And we're going to start with installing the beams. Now we want to make sure these are perfectly plumb with each other from one end of the deck to the other, because this will translate through the joist and you will really see it with the composite decking. So we have a couple tricks up our sleeve that we are going to do, and that is going to be a string line. So we'll hold it in place. We don't want to lift the string, we just want to go to the string. And let's see what we do. So we ran a string from the two outermost beams, and the new beam that we're installing, we're just holding up flush with the bottom of that string, making sure not to move it, we just want to touch it.
Coming across as someone knows what they're doing. When someone sees me, like, oh,
Once we got the beam where we wanted it, we added a bunch of 2.5-inch exterior PowerPro screws, and then came back through with a 6.5-inch PowerPro structural screw. These things are fantastic. They hands down beat black bolt. Very easy to drive with your impact driver, and I would like to thank PowerPro for supplying all these screws for this build. Got our new beam in here, string line all the way across, and we're plumb up to that string line. This was the existing beam, and yeah, that's not good enough. Not good enough for here, so hope I don't regret it, but we're going to grind the bolts off, try to whack these so these bolts off on these two posts, try to whack the bolts out and lift it up here, make sure we got everything plumb all the way across this deck.
I guess you're perfect beam.
Just like when we installed the beams in the existing portion of the deck, this new area that kind of juts out to the front right that you see right there, we want to make sure this is perfectly plumb with everything as well. And again, we're using a string line that runs all the way diagonally across the deck to make sure we are nice and flat. Go ahead. Put it down, Kayla. Watch your toes. Good job. Alright, we are clipping right along today. As you can see, we have all of the beams in. We reset that one. That one is new. These two are new behind me right here. The kids are now taking off a couple of odds and ends that we used to help align a couple of things. Now I guess we're going to take a look at trying to get the rim joists on here so that we can start placing some joists, and we're really going to start seeing some differences really fast. Very exciting. And I got all the gravel underneath too, thanks to Jonathan's help. That's Jonathan. Hold it down lower. And see this board right here? You want to be just in line with the bottom of that one.
Okay.
So I can see mine. Let me drill it a little bit. Check yours. Well, that is where I'm going to call this first video in the deck build series. We just finished putting in the rim joist. That rim joist is right here behind the fascia board. And as you can see, the deck has progressed quite a bit since that video. We're almost done. This is real time. I'm going to put this clip in this video, render it, and you guys will see it tomorrow. So this is where we stand right here. We have the lattice to do, and we are pretty much done with this deck. So definitely make sure you subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss all of the great things that we have coming with this deck build. The rim joists were a pain in the neck to get level all the way across such a big deck like this, but we got it pretty much in a happy medium, and by golly, it looks fantastic. You guys won't want to miss this. I'm DIYTyler, and you guys have a good one.